Hello, secret we kept here. Today, I will clarify a Japanese suspenseful thrill ride film called Tales of the Surprising Clothes Washer. Spoilers ahead. Keep an eye out and fare thee well. Hashimoto is a moderately aged man living in Ginza, Tokyo. He is battling monetarily subsequent to being laid off from his work. One morning, he goes to the clothing spot to clean his garments. In the wake of stacking up the dryer, he wants to partake in a jar of brew. Something drops inside the dryer and makes an uproarious commotion. On checking, he finds a jar of lager inside from the beginning. Hashimoto accepts that somebody may have left it there, however he is befuddled when the brew turns to be cooled. The old cleaner of the spot nonchalantly lets him know that the dryer satisfies each one wish. Hashimoto thinks he is a crazy person and disregards him, yet the man strolls nearer and pronounces he is coming clean. After he leaves, Hashimoto drinks the lager. While trusting that his garments will be tidied up, a young lady goes into the room and loads up her clothing. Hashimoto is never dared to converse with ladies along these lines. He has been single as long as he can remember. He apprehensively hurries to the furthest limit of the seat to account for her. The young lady sits close to him and starts a discussion. She has seen him in the laundromat a few times previously and has fostered a squash on him. Hashimoto then again is unmindful of her endeavors to begin a discussion. He tosses the now vacant can to the garbage can, yet it lands on the floor. At the point when he gets up to recover it, apartment suite begins to cry and awkward. Hashimoto asks her what's up when she uncovers that she met for 40 organizations yet didn't get chosen for any to help her to have an improved outlook. He tells her that he was additionally laid off from his work. He feels that the reality she had the option to meet for such countless organizations is astonishing. This implies she has the most involvement with interviews. Then, at that point, any of the competitors she meets, the young lady begins to take a gander at her circumstance in an unexpected way. After the talk, she expresses gratitude toward him for being great. Despite the fact that she is only a more unusual. After that, he brings his garments out and wishes her goodbye. Indeed, as he is leaving, the young lady presents herself as apartment suite. After the experience, Hashimoto gets back joyfully around evening time. His mom calls him, illuminating him that his dad has been hospitalized. They need an aggregate of 300,000 yen to pay for the medical clinic charge. The obligation falls upon Hashimoto, however he neither has some work nor reserve funds yet. He vows to send them the cash and visit them straight away. He gets back to the laundromat. The next morning, he is practically certain that the elderly person from yesterday was feigning, however he actually needs to test the hypothesis. He remains before the dryer and requests 300,000 yen. In the wake of holding up a couple of moments, he understands how idiotic the thought is. He is going to leave when out of nowhere a heap of cash shows up inside the dryer. Hashimoto brings it out. Still unfit to accept it really worked. The pack has precisely how much cash he requested. As he attempts to walk away with it, he sees the lager can from yesterday vanishing. The elderly person illuminates him that the things he gets from the dryer will vanish inside a day. So he ought to watch out. Hashimoto much obliged him and surges outside. He ends up finding apartment suite yet once more, who lets him know that she got welcomed briefly meet, without precedent for her life. Once more Hashimoto salutes her and gets a call from his mom. Townhouse hears him talk and learns about his debilitated dad later. Adding for some time, Hashimoto leaves to rapidly send the cash before it vanishes. Following that, he gets back to the laundromat. Once more, he intends to utilize it to tackle every one of his concerns throughout everyday life. Henceforth, this time, he requests a pleasant suit that he can wear for new employee screenings. He goes to meet for quite some time, the whole day. Nonetheless, when he gets back, he gets letters from the organizations, illuminating him that he hasn't been chosen for any. The suit likewise vanishes before his eyes. Perhaps Hashimoto ought to have wanted for a proposition for employment after the disappointment. Hashimoto acknowledges since he has a limitless wellspring of cash, he shouldn't burn through his time searching for a task. All things considered, he ought to partake in his life without limit. So the following morning he ensures nobody is near and wants a certain and excellent young lady. He adds that the young lady ought to be begrudged by everybody as wonderful as a Model 1. Such young lady gets out of the dryer, entrancing Hashimoto with her excellence. He strolls nearer and asks her to his home. The young lady, nonetheless, insults him for being so strong on the main date. Hashimoto can't get to initially base with wizardry. She stomps out of the spot as Hashimoto is left shocked. In the wake of gaining from his slip-up, he requests a sweet and mindful sweetheart, who is pretty and loves him definitely. A wonderful young lady with the set characteristics gets out of the dryer. The young lady energetically consents to go out on the town with him, causing him a deep sense of alleviation. Hoodlum. He takes her shopping and uses the cash from the dryer to get her beginning and end she needs. It just so happens, the people made by the dryer don't know of their starting point and think that they are genuine individuals. By the day's end, Hashimoto takes her back to his home. And still, at the end of the day he is terrified of getting excessively near her. So they consented to talk the whole night. On taking a gander at Hashimoto's palm, the young lady remarks that his life is exceptionally short. He is shocked by the remark. Chooses to disregard it toward the beginning of the day. He at long last assembles sufficient fortitude to incline in to kiss her, however she vanishes just before he can. The main things left are the garments and gems he purchased for her. Hashimoto felt an association with the young lady, yet he isn't miserable with regards to the disappearance, since he can get however many sweethearts as he needs. Beginning that day, he comes to the laundromat each day and gets himself another sweetheart, each with an alternate character. He takes them on lavish dates. Furthermore, gets them costly adornments, with the cash from the dryer. He is making every moment count with his newfound source. At some point, he is out on the town with one of the lady friends. When Townhouse sees him, she gets desirous and inquisitively follows them to a gems store. On seeing Hashimoto purchasing the young lady a costly ring, she is angry. She is additionally befuddled with regards to how he acquired such a lot of cash in only a couple of days. When Hashimoto goes to the laundromat again around evening time, he runs into apartment suite. She him about the cash, to which he asserts he won the lottery. She likewise observes that he is in a relaxed relationship with the young lady. She saw before apartment suite begins to accept that the young lady is ruining him and is involving him for his cash. Hashimoto is presently not the man she enjoyed. He excuses her interests and leaves with one more heap of cash following the experience. He goes on one more date to a costly cafe and carries his new sweetheart to the rooftop. He likewise gives her a ring and tells her that he cherishes her. She vanishes following a couple of moments, abandoning just the ring not surprisingly. Hashimoto keeps the ring with him and proceeds about his day. Since he has been requesting honest young ladies up to this point, he chooses to go for a change and requests somebody who is tempting and enchanting young lady gets out of the dryer, making him apprehensive as they be a tease. Apartment suite shows up and keeps an eye on them. She sees him giving her few rings that he has gathered by. Presently, he gets a call from his mom and requests that she stay silent for a couple of moments. When she doesn't, he needs to get out of the room. Apartment suite makes a move to converse with the young lady and ask her how she has treated the old Hashimoto. When the young lady chuckles at her and requests that she disappear, a maddened condominium attempts to grab her rings. Meanwhile, Hashimoto converses with his mom. He lets him know that his dad may require an activity more than the cash. The guardians need him to visit them, yet he has been excessively occupied with his companions to mind. After the call, the old man approaches Hashimoto saying that he has neglected to tell him something significant with regards to the dryer. He says that the individual who emerges from the dryer will likewise vanish in a day. Hashimoto chuckles at him, guaranteeing that he definitely realized that inside the young ladies keep on wrestling to get the rings eventually. The new young lady leaves feeling that Hashimoto is undermining her. He gets back to see apartment suite crying and trusting that he would transform into the person she just met a couple of days prior. Due to the wish, Hashimoto is magically transported into the dryer. His garments have changed into what he was wearing at the point when he initially met apartment suite. He before long understands that the dryer has allowed Townhouse's wish since he emerged from the dryer. He just has a day to experience the TV shows. The report around huge number of yen disappearing from a gem retailer toward the finish of the film. Hashimoto tumbles to the ground while condominium watches him and disarray. For additional recordings like this, turn on warnings and pass on a like to take care of the channel. Much obliged to you for watching.